Today's adventure, we're in Danridge, Tennessee, or really Chestnut Hill, Tennessee, right in front of the Bush's Best Baked Beans plant. You can see a giant can of Bush's black beans, and as well a giant can of Bush's original baked beans over here. This is where the workers are working hard to make sure those beans are canned and all the flavors are sealed in with the goodness. But we are here not to explore the plant, even though that would be pretty cool. But we're actually here at the Bush's Visitor Center and Museum in Chestnut Hill, Danridge, Tennessee. And hello, my friends, Mr. Nomad Ben here. Welcome to part 7 of my Highway 411 series, as we're getting closer to the end of Highway 411, even though we got plenty more of Highway 411 to explore. As you guys have been following along, we started in Chatsworth, Georgia, and we made our way north on Highway 411, which ironically is the end of Highway 411, where it really begins in Leeds, Alabama. So we already even got parts of the south end of 411 already documented, from Chatsworth to Cartersville, Georgia. But I finally had some time to make my way up here. It's been a good minute since I made it to the Tennessee side for my YouTube adventure for 411, and I'm finally here at the Bush's Visitor Center and Museum. This is a vlog I've been anticipating to do for quite some time. I've seen my other favorite vloggers do this place before, but now it's my turn to document it for my channel. So I'm super excited. The plant's right behind me. That's one big can of baked beans. There's Highway 411 north, and that's the end of the trail as we're heading to that. Perhaps this adventure or the next adventure. But I'm inviting you to come with me. Let's go check out this Bush's Baked Beans Visitor Center Museum, and we're going to have a good time as we continue the Highway 411 series. And here we go.
Tell us all about where you've been, Nomad Ben. Tell us all about the finer points of living in your traveling. Food, beer, history, nature quest, every corner of the song to the great Midwest. Tell us all about where you've been, Nomad Ben.
And here we are, friends, Bush's Best Visitor Center in Chestnut Hill, Tennessee. There's the plant over there, as I introduced. And there is the general merchandise, A.J. Bush and Company. They even got a cafe over here. And a whole bunch of fun things to do and see. And as you can see, since 1908, Bush's Best Beans. There's the truck, and a little history of the truck. I was born in 1940, so please enjoy taking photos with me, but handle me with care and respect. Do not climb on me, place children in my bed, or open my hood. So all you car enthusiasts, please respect this vehicle, but it is an old Ford. It's cool. And I'm going to assume that they delivered their beans all over Tennessee in this thing. Yeah, it's really cool. And I also wonder if that's actually AJ's house over there. I could be wrong, of course, but it would just kind of make sense to have the founder, that was his home, but I don't think it is, but that would be pretty cool. And here we are, hours of the General Store and Museum, 9 to 4, and Café open from 11 to 4, Monday through Saturday, closed on Sunday. So if Sunday's your day off at work, you're going to have to come here on a Saturday or during the weekday to enjoy this place. That was another thing that was kind of conflicting, because usually Sundays are my best times off, and it was so hard for me to come up here. So yeah, I'm finally here. It's on a Saturday, so just before it closes for the weekend. So you get a photo opportunity with Duke the dog, and I guess, I don't know his name, perhaps it might be AJ something, or I'll just call him Mr. Bush. Not President Bush, but I don't know his name, but Mr. Bush and Duke the dog. Of course, with the iconic Ford. And get a photo op with the baked beans. You also have an opportunity to play a little hopscotch over there, especially for your little ones. It's got to make our way into the entrance of this place. Oh, that summer breeze feels good right now. Because my camera's getting pretty hot. It drains the battery pretty quick, so. Here's Bush's baked beans. So darn good. And as you walk in, you're greeted by a lot of Bush's baked bean stuff and Bluey. This Bluey edition of the baked beans. New Bush's Bluey baked beans. That might be good to keep as a collector's item. Sorry, Bluey is not for sale. Welcome to our bean-filled corner of the world. Since 1908, Bush's best, and you're greeted by Bluey, and I don't know if that's Dingo. It kind of covered the story of Bush's Baked Beans. At Bush's, we've been quality-focused, community-driven, and family-owned since day one, building on rich and incredible tasty tradition. We've grown from a small local tomato cannery to the best known name in beans. Step inside to explore what's changed over the last 110 plus years, and more importantly, what hasn't changed. So in 1897, AJ opened up his original general store. Then 1911, a larger general store was opened across the creek in this very building where we're at right now. Housing Bush's Visitors Center here is a tribute to the store, historic importance to the business and the community. So cool. All right, we're gonna go ahead and walk in. Wow. I don't know where to begin in this place. I'll just kind of make my right over here. And pause if you want to read as you guys are going through my channel here. I began with a dream around a family and a community. He was a man with ambition, vision, and determination. She was a source of strength and caring for everyone around her. Together, AJ and Sally Bush are the heart of an incredible American story and a company built on values that endure today. The business was born in 1908. Now look at the size of that Bible. Talk about something to be a incredible heirloom. But the Word of God should always be an inspiration in life and how we live it too. There's the family tree of the Bush's family beginnings. AJ and Sally raised 4 boys and 2 girls in the family home. Okay, so that was their home across the street. Okay.
So that was the original home that's right out there, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was just some random house.
Oh, no.
No, that's
that
their
was
home.
the original home.
That is cool. Yeah. Looking at what's next, in the early 1900s, A.J. Bush had nearly 2 decades of experience as a school teacher. He was a general store owner and an active family man and a member of the community. That is so cool. You know, I was just at Colonel Sanders' Café not too long ago too, and double Colonel Sanders having a great story. These businessmen have had great stories as well, and this is actually right up there with my experience. Tomatoes were first, vegetables we canned. The cans were number 3 sizes, almost 1 quart. When I was 13, Claude Bush. Then there's the canning machine. The Bush's tomatoes.
So that his boy boys would not go to town, but it was to keep his sons and the neighborhood young men, the community men, in the community.
The tomato cannery empowered the people of Chestnut Hill by bringing employment and opportunity to a community that was short cash. By the end of 1908, the cannery was so productive that AJ was able to buy out the Stokely Pictures and start his own independent company.
Oh, that's cool.
Brothers in the name was actually a reference to AJ's son, an early step in his vision of passing something on to future generations.
Steam engines of all sizes. And all those cans. Plant worker. And there's a little.
The highest standards of quality have been a part of who we are since AJ started this business, and that hasn't changed. But the methods to ensure quality are a little more sophisticated than they were over a century ago.
We collect data on every single can size we have, flavor combination, the grill and beans that have vegetables in them, are vegan, all of those are different variables, and we need to make sure that our process makes things safe across the board.
Once sealed, the cans are washed and
There's a can openers throughout the years. Little timeline of the history, the challenges and the changes. In the early mid part of the 20th century, though, came through several momentous events that impacted many aspects of life and shaped the course of history. A young Bush brother and company who shaped the event. Wow, so during the war, Bush agreed to set aside 85% of all tomato canned for the military. A year off from canning. When the war ended in 1918, the military abruptly canceled all set contracts, leaving a large quantity of products and canners in hand. Many canneries did not survive in the early 20s, but Bush's did. But they didn't operate in 1920. Roaring ahead as America entered the roaring 20s, the surplus had moved through the market besides the expansion. That's no way to raise my boys. You're hearing Jim's tell a story about AJ's commitment to operate with integrity. AJ and his sons. Electrical chair. Working beans. You and Bush has had chopped kraut, vegetable soup. So more than just your beans and your tomatoes, even tomato juice.
For a growing nation and for wartime efforts. But generating that power would require the acquisition and flooding of farmland throughout the East Tennessee Valley. When the TVA completed work on Douglas Dam, just down the river from Chestnut Hill, Bush's lost the Oak Grove canning facility.
After the death of Fred Bush in 1959, Claude Bush assumed the role of the president, found himself at the helm of a company that he had no responsibility to conservatively, and now in a position to expand.
Through product shifts, new trucking,
And all those Bush trucks.
and additional facilities, we work to ensure that we continue to
Into the dry bean. Then the Bush operations expanded in Augusta, Wisconsin, another Wisconsin place, in Arkansas and Tennessee, and additional factories in Michigan, Oklahoma, two in Louisiana. Wow. An antique stove. The Bush Brother Jamborees. From the 1950s to the 70s, the Bush Brother Jamborees brought together employees and their families, featuring popular talent of the day. East Tennessee celebration captured the essence of Chestnut Hill's community spirit and remembered the fondness in many. That is so cool. Becoming that beautiful bean company. Late 20th century found Bushes in a dramatic changing in business climate and saw price wars and food companies being bought up and sold. The historic board of directors, Jim Either. We're determined to change what we're doing, but not what we were. It's like building a cathedral in a way, a community of effort to achieve something magnificent, because anything less than uninspiring. And the combined inspiration of each and every person in this company that will ensure our ability to serve and prosper. Your weight in beans. So the Bush's Baked Beans truck weighs 250 beans, all in cans. Step on the scale. I'm kind of embarrassed to see how much I weigh in beans. So I weigh 189,600 cans of beans. Okay. And Duke weighs 53. That's funny.
First secret family recipe television spot debuted nationally in 1994. All right. I'm embarrassed.
And Bush's secret recipe. That's pretty cool. Hey, did you know, while you probably think that the iconic duo of Jay and his dog, Duke actually wasn't in the first commercial. It was only Jay and the secret family recipe, of course. Okay, so his name is Jay, because I really did not know his name to begin with. I just know him as the Bush guy and Duke. Jay and Duke have been campaigning, included more than 30 commercials, and is one of the longest running continuous campaigns in American history. Nothing like a man and his dog. Becoming the best known name in beans. They really do say man, the dog is man's best friend. The Bush Brothers Company. Very cool. At Bush's, we believe in the bean.
And any new product launches, and if you have any special events.
So darn good. Look at the size of that bean. And there's talk of the different kinds of beans. Gotta reach a little interactive part of the museum. So here is the kidney bean. As you might have guessed, kidney beans get their name from the distinctive shape. Dark, full body package with flavor. Kidney beans are a mainstay in Mexican and Southwestern American cooking. They're not so secret ingredient in the perfect chili. Fun fact, you know that the kidney beans come in a variety of color patterns, including white, cream, black, red, purple, and spotted. Great Northern beans. Kind of pause if you want to read, if you want to learn more about these beans. But I think it was appropriate to share about the kidney beans and, of course, the pinto beans, popular in South America, especially Peru. And these kind of beans. Of course, the black bean. One of my favorite beans is black beans. They're good for the heart. You ever heard of the saying, beans, good for the heart? The more that you eat, the more that you could think of the rhyme yourself. Do you know beans? The chances are most of you learn about beans the more you love them. Explore some of the basics and few unexpected facts about these lovely legumes. Like, how many people do eat beans? Or how many beans do people actually eat? Americans consume about 23.2 pounds of canned beans per year. Wow. What is a bean exactly? The bean is an actually edible seed, or as we call it, the mighty seed. And what makes beans so special? To us, everything. In addition to being tasty and Bush makes 120 bean products. Or how many types of beans and how many types of beans does Bush's make? Over 120 bean Bush products. You could also rotate the kind of beans you can make here. Or you can create your own bean pod. Isn't that cool? Well, let's go ahead and just kind of connect the beans while we're at it. And I made the black bean, my favorite. And bean tic-tac-toe. So I'll line up the beans. Oh, that's cool. You can choose your colors. So kind of spin it. So let's do this. Tic-tac-toe on black. Awesome. And there's the journey of the bean. You plant there, and then you just watch it grow and sprout as it goes. How long does it take for beans to grow? The growing period takes as long as 100 days. When was the first grown bean? 7,000 BC. And all types of beans are the navy beans, pinto beans, garbanzo beans, northern beans, black beans, and kidney beans. So here we are, Bush's Best. So the new bluey beans. I guess you could find bluey and dingo. Learn all kinds of beans. There's the Boston recipe. I have not seen the Boston recipe in a long time. I feel like I've seen it in some stores before. There's the zero sugar beans, the hot honey. Of course, the black beans, the Bush's refried black. Those are good. The refried black beans. Of course, you can't pass up the giant spilled Bush's Best original bean can. That's pretty big. Canned goods. Steel cans are part of our heritage. They're part of our childhood memories, part of our family traditions, and even part of our culture. Steel cans hold more than just food, though, and it's time for the world to know that. It's time the world knew that. We're on a mission with a crisis in recycling, ocean plastic, supply chains, and food waste. The world is hoping for a breakthrough, but it's already been here, from infinite recyclable and always safe packaging to fight the battle against food waste. Cans hold more than food. They hold things we believe in. Canned goods are canned goods. You learn at their website. Serving the communities. Only the best beans become bushes. You trace the goodness of beans. Straight back to the source. Learn where our beans are born and how we get the highest quality beans from farm across North America. How many beans does Bush's use in a day? Bush uses tons of dried beans each day, literally. The fact that the amount of beans we use daily weigh nearly as much as 5 fully loads of 737 airplanes. Wow. Are all beans Bush's from the U.S.? Bush's baked beans are also sold throughout Canada. We source beans from the product from the farm northern of the border. Now, which U.S. state grows the most beans? North Dakota. Whoa, sorry. And then there's the states where you can find them. Washington's got the garbanzo. Idaho has the baby butter, and California's got the black-eyed peas and butter bean. Texas got the black-eyed peas. North Dakota, you could get 4 kinds of beans. And then you get Minnesota, you have, looks like you got 4 kinds or 5 kinds of beans. It's Wisconsin kidney. You got 4 kinds in Michigan, and you get Canada, get the navies. Nothing in my home state of Illinois, or neither in Georgia. But Arkansas get the Purple Hull and Crowder, and Missouri, Purple Hull and Crowder. Of course, Nebraska get the Great Northern bean. Where does Bush's get our beans? Bush's beans and peas come from 11 different states in Canada. The highlighted area on the map show New York.
My father started growing kidney beans in 1969. And
where are the
Chippewa
bean
Valley
hotspots?
beans wasn't even thought of yet.
69% of the dry beans grown in the U.S. come from 4 states: North Dakota, Michigan, Nebraska, and Minnesota.
Growing up at the time, Condon used to travel.
And what is the best bean?
And he had a
What
beautiful
type of
He and
bean
my father
does
would go
Bush
out and they
buy
would
the
look at
most?
fields, and they would count beans in
Largest
the pod, and they would
purchaser
think, "This going to
is
be a great
navy
crop."
beans.
But really, Bush Brothers was instrumental in
Wow.
the reason why Chippewa
Okay,
Valley
I thought it would be
beans
kidney
exist.
beans, but with all the amount of chili people eat, but navy beans. Bush's best. And as you can conclude the side of the museum, share that beautiful bean goodness. That's right, Duke. Stay connected on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or now known as X, YouTube, and TikTok. All right. So this is actually a touch board. The employee actually caught me walking out of here, and I had to come back, and she wanted to show me this. So we have some art. That's cool. I was actually distracted. I ran into some people from my town of Dalton and had a long conversation, nearly an hour, talking with these folks. And I was about to leave the museum, but then I forgot to document this here. So this is the Bean Arcade. So let's go back to the menu here, see what this is all about. So we get a memory game, a bean aisle, bean stacker, or Where's Duke? We play Where's Duke. We start the game. So we have to find Duke in the plant. Oh, I think I see Duke right there. There he is. So this is kind of like Where's Waldo situation, but where's Duke? Nope, I think I see Duke right here. And where's Duke in the park? There's a different dog. Oh, this one's tough. There's Duke by the Bush's Baked Beans. I won. That's something. So you have 4 kinds of games you could pick there. And then here is Bush's water reclamation program. Explore how our product process uses water in ways that are responsible to the land we call home. So you crank and it brings the stuff up and then it goes through a filtration. Washing, the water is used to wash beans and equip. Well, that's cool. And then there's the energy. So it says the same exact thing. Oh, so the energy is supposed to be used. I see. That is still pretty cool. And that was the Bush's Baked Beans experience. Little mural of Crest Hill. As remembered, Crest Hill, Tennessee, where Bush Brothers and Company first canned tomatoes 1908 to 1988. Thanks for visiting. The bean-filled corner of the world. Thank you for visiting.
Thanks for sharing our love of all things beans.
Saying thank you as you leave the premises.
On behalf of the Bush family,
Enjoy more of this beautiful baked beans experience. Bean pie. Pinto bean pie to be exact. And then the shop is just right over here. We'll go check out the store. I'm gonna check out the gift shop real quickly. And I remember when I used to go start my channel, I went through a little phase of getting squished pennies, but now I switched to magnets now. So I definitely have to walk away with the fridge magnet, but this is not a fridge magnet. But it's a penny passport, so you get to collect little pennies, I guess. Kind of like Buc-ee's in their truck. You got the Bush's Baked Beans truck. And of course, it wouldn't be Bush's Baked Beans without buying a can of their beans of all flavors: black eyed peas, pinto, seasoned recipe, navy, chickpeas, chili beans. And then there's these other beans for chili magic. Sorry, I thought I was going to say chili mac. And that's something. We got cow design. Some board games of dogs and cats. Hugopoly. And then there's Little Duke right over here. And Yetis. Fun little socks. And there's some throwback decorative cans featuring a vintage label. Now that's something. And then there's coffee mugs. Bush's sidekicks. Little oven mitts and little tubs for your soap. We're gonna make our way in here. There's even Little Duke rubber ducky. That's something. Little badges for your jackets. And the beans. I spilled the beans. Ooh. Just the $18 for the hat. I could kind of use a new hat. I've been wearing my Dalton hat for like the longest time. But I think I'm just going to stick with my Dalton hat. I kind of went a little crazy at the Pepper Palace before I came here, so I could probably just walk away with a small souvenir. Got a small little can of beans. And bean pajama pants. Wow. Bush's Baked Bean shirt. Some more toys and beans. Getting the baked bean posters. Wrapping paper. Actually, I thought it was poster. The little needle arts. I guess there's some company stuff that they used. Looks like they enjoyed smoking their pipes. Of course, you need to have good eyesight while you work. Make all those beans. There's Golden Opoly. And good old Duke. So it looks like the old general store shop setup kind of has a little Red Dead Redemption kind of feel to it. Well, look at that. So you got the Bush's tomato soup, canned tomatoes, and then you got the old Coca-Cola cans. I mean bottles. Crushed orange, Coca-Cola. And then here's an old scale from Detroit. Oh, this is really cool. And the A.J. Bush Company, January 1986. A 5-cent aspirin. That is cool. Well, I see the fridge magnets, and I don't know if I should just get the one with Duke, with the baked beans, or with the visitors. Maybe I should just get, I think I'll get the one with the truck. I think that's what I'll get. And that was the Bush's Baked Beans Museum and Visitor Center experience. This was a lot of fun to go check out. So those who love baked beans, especially Bush's Baked Beans, and all kinds of history about a great family that really loves their family, and just great stories. So this is up there, honestly, with Colonel Sanders and his story. And his story was really great to know and learn about a great family and a great man who started with an American dream. Like, you learn about these men. I know sometimes so we kind of overlook rich people or those who are a little more wealthier than most. But at the same time, hard work really does pay off. And sometimes we overlook, we want the easy way to make money sometimes. But when you go to places like this, it makes you appreciate those big companies that you buy, like your baked beans or your fried chicken from. It came from a hard-working person in different stages of life too. It's something to kind of learn about and appreciate. That is AJ's original home right over there too, right across from the plant. Well, I haven't had a chance to check out the family cafe yet, so I'm gonna make my way in there to check it out. All right, we made it to the Bush's Best Family Cafe. Let's go check this place out. I'm smelling the food. It smells pretty good in here. So we have to wait to be seated to get in here. So here we are inside the family cafe. There's some pictures of the family throughout the cafe here. There's the picture of the house afar. And they even got some old jackets across the wall over there. And you get served a bean sample. Look at that. Because I'm only coming here to actually just have a little bit of beans because I'm going to have a little snack. But you would not be at a Bush's Baked Beans cafe without having some baked beans here. But they got a plethora of things to eat here and reasonably priced. From salads to bean pie, pinto bean pecan pie, chocolate pinto beans. So it's bean everything here. Banana splits, root beer floats, Bush's chili, and bologna sandwiches and hot dogs. You got the works here. Well, let's go ahead and try the baked beans. I only got 25% of battery left, so I have to make this pretty quick. So before I order my food, I'm going to try the sample of the beans. Right behind the Bush's Best, right behind me. That's pretty cool. So the bean sample. Bush's Best. Since I'm coming in for a quick snack, I got the Bush's Great Northern Baked Beans since I am from the north. And of course, mac and cheese. So I'm pretty sure the original would be much better with this. But since I had to sample the original, but I thought, you know what? I'm from the north. I might as well try the Northern Baked Beans. All right, let's do the Great Northern Baked Beans. The Bush's Best. Northern Baked Beans. I think they're white beans, creamy type looking beans. Oh wow, that's good. A little mac and cheese. Oh man. Makes me wish I was eating like an entree or the sides itself. This is delicious. Very good mac and cheese and great beans. But you would hope the beans would be good when you're here at Bush's Best. Well, that was a very satisfying little snack. It's great to get the beans from the source for a little bean snack. The original baked beans sample, the northern beans or the Great Northern Beans, and of course the mac and cheese. It was all delicious. You get the beans from the source right here at the Bush's Baked Beans Visitor and Museum Center. Very delicious. Definitely want to come back and eat a real meal here sometime. And that, my friends, is going to do it for today here at the Bush's Baked Beans Museum and Visitor Center. A little more content than I thought I was going to get here. Very interactive and full of history and delicious food. But we're going to pick it up here next week as we continue to 411 and conclude the Tennessee side as we continue to head north and end in Newport, where the ending of 411 is. I'll see you guys next week. Eat well and keep your mind walking. I'll see you guys later.